You get what I'm saying? But yeah, I've noticed a lot of people are addicted to, guess what they're addicted to? The main thing people are addicted to today. It's not drugs, it's not cigarettes, and it's not alcohol. They're addicted to the smartphone. The smartphone is one primary addiction that a lot of people are addicted to and they don't even know it. This is why I don't walk around with this iPhone or this smartphone. I haven't used it. Well, I use it, but I haven't carried it around with me for the past 4 months now. 3, 4 months. I don't actually carry this phone with me. I just leave it at home, but people have got to realize that this smartphone that we're using is a weapon. It's a weapon. It's not there to help you. It's there to destroy you. But at the same time, it can be used to help humanity. But if you're constantly carrying this device in your pocket, obviously it's got an eye, which is a camera, and it's got an ear, which is a microphone, and it's got a tracking device built in, which is constantly tracking your every move, constantly listening to every discussion, every conversation, constantly watching who you with, where you're going. That's a problem. So you've got to be aware, guys. Being addicted to this smartphone in the long run isn't going to really help you. It can work in both ways. There's benefits and there's cons. There's pros and there's cons to carrying this iPhone with you. But it's the cons that I want to look at, because obviously once we're carrying this phone, it's tracking, it's listening, and it's watching. So realistically, let's just look at it. Let's just look at the bigger picture now. Every year, they release a new version of whichever phone it is. Each flagship company, the most flagship companies we're looking at really are going to be ones like Samsung and iPhone. These are the flagship companies that we're looking at right now. They release a phone every single year. So the older phone kind of goes out of date, or what the company does is it releases some sort of software that kind of slows down the last generation of the phone. I don't know how they do it, but it tends to happen every year when they release a new phone. The battery starts going, the software doesn't work very good, the updates literally just stop updating after a while, depending on how old your phone is. So they're basically forcing us to upgrade this smartphone every couple of years. Most people upgrade it every year through their contract because they're getting a new contract or whatever. I actually buy mine outright. So I'm still on the iPhone 8. And why I'm only on the iPhone 8 is because it's still got a button on it, and it can and it's not too much of the facial recognition. Whereas I've noticed with the newer models, they've taken the buttons off most of especially the home button, and it's more facial recognition, which obviously you know why they're using the facial recognition for. See, now you know where all the dots are connecting to now. Because people were loving the facial recognition, but why do you think they keep introducing facial recognition? Snapchat's got it on there. Facebook was probably the main one with the facial recognition. Obviously, Facebook being your face is the face of the book. Facial recognition, you know, they're not going to call it facial recognition, but that's what it is. And now the iPhone's integrated facial recognition on just opening up the phone, downloading the apps, accessing your app store or your personal data. It's all through the facial recognition, which then comes in the track and trace. So we're unknowingly giving these companies our details, our bank details, our where we live, how much money we've got in our banks. Literally every kind of detail you can think of is in this phone, which they call it a smartphone, but I don't really think it's for smart people, because the longer we use these phones, the quicker we're gonna kind of lose our reality of life, because you can't really live a good life when you're constantly looking at this phone screen, if that makes any sense. So we've got to be aware of this. The addiction is the smartphone right now. Obviously you've got other addictions, but realistically we want to look at the smartphone. We want to try and come away from the smartphone and use it a lot less, if that makes any sense. I mean, you know, you don't see me posting 100 posts a day. I just don't do that stuff. It's I ain't got the time for it, to be honest with you. And not only that, I'm not letting the smartphone control me. I'm controlling the smartphone. You get what I'm saying? I'm giving my time to the smartphone, but I'm in control of my time on the smartphone. I'm not letting the smartphone control my life and let me do what it wants me to do. That's why I don't carry the damn thing around with me. I leave it at home. Literally leave it at home. I don't carry the iPhone. So like, yeah, obviously if you want to take pictures, then yeah, I've got to carry some kind of camera or whatever. But that's what we used to do, guys. If you want to listen to music, you carry a Walkman or some type of MP3 player. Everything is integrated into this smartphone. Camera, music, radio, internet, games. Why do you think they've put everything on this one device for? For one main reason, because they don't want us to let go of the device. They want us constantly putting our data in this device. You get what I'm saying? It's an addiction. It's a dirty habit that we have to kind of let go. And this is why I tend to carry a crappy old Nokia, and I just put my SIM card in there if I need to make phone calls, because I know it's not gonna track and trace me. It's not gonna listen to what I'm saying. It's not gonna constantly take pictures of me, of where I'm going, of what I'm doing or whatever. So just be aware, and it like, don't let the phone control you. You control the phone. Don't be forced to upgrade every year, because you're spending over £1,000, $1,000 now on a smart device, which ain't really that smart, because it's not really helping you in the long run. And that's why it's called smart, because they want it to sound nice. They want you to feel nice about having this new device, when in reality you got to look at the bigger picture. What is it actually doing in the background? What is the damage caused by this phone? Because it's giving off a lot of radiation. So the more you use the phone, the more radiation the cells in your body gets, which really isn't really beneficial for your health in the long run. When I was younger, these things weren't even out. I'm born in the 80s. The first phone that I had was like some MR30 or some Motorola thing, or some big brick, about this big. The SIM card cost £50. I actually paid £50. Probably works out to about $65 for a SIM card. And they used to charge £1 a minute. Now they make it so easily accessible for these phones. They're giving them out for free. They want you to have a phone on contract for next to nothing. As long as you pay the contract each and every month, they'll give you a brand new iPhone. Why is that? So you've got to start asking the questions. You've got to start realizing that just because you've got a brand new iPhone, it's not really going to help you in it. If you need to go onto the computer, or you need to use a computer, you're not going to walk around outside and use a computer. So what is the point in constantly carrying this device with no battery life, with a camera that's always watching you, with a microphone that's always listening to you, and with a tracking device that's always tracking your every move? What is the point in carrying it around with you 24/7? Please ask yourself this. Is it actually benefiting your life? What, so you can check your Facebook friends or your Facebook statuses, or what you're going to do? You're going to drive your car and try and make a post, or you know, what you're going to do? Most little phones now have got Bluetooth on them anyway. So if you need to drive your car and use a Bluetooth in your car, and get a crappy little phone and connect it to your Bluetooth that way. You're not going to actually drive about in your car and be able to use these features or all these applications on your phone. They're literally just to use when you're sitting at home or when you're sitting down, when you're not really focusing on anything. So what is the whole point of this stunt? And have you noticed now with all this madness going on, they're starting uploading apps now. Apps that don't really benefit us. Apps that benefit the people who are making the apps, because these are the back end into your phone. The more apps you download on your phone, the more access these companies have to your data. And this is the biggest problem, is the data. The more data they get on us, the more control they get over us, the more problems it causes for us. So we got to stop. We got to start thinking now, people. We got to start moving differently. The smartphone is what's giving them our data, all of our data. And you know, you download these apps, these little apps that do the smallest things that you would need. You download the app, whether it be a bank account app, a cash app, social media app. Every single app wants access to your cameras, to your microphone, to your locations. And even if you switch all this off and deactivate all these these accesses, if you deactivate the access some way or another, it still can gain access through the back end of your phone. So you got to start thinking correctly, people. Now, like, do you really want to give all your data out so they can make money from your data? Not only make money, they can track your every move as well. Most phones can track your move anyway through the GPS systems and all that kind of stuff, but these smartphones are literally worse than computers, because it's tracking every single thing. It even tracks your steps, when you sleep, when you wake up, where you park your car. It tracks every single thing, and that's an addiction that we've picked up through these companies selling us a fake dream. And now we've got a big massive problem on our hands. And if you ask me, yeah, we know who's causing the problems, but you know what, we've got to start looking at ourselves. We are the ones who are letting the problems happen to ourselves, innit? The minute we say stop, that's it. The minute we put down these crappy devices, the minute we set ourselves free. That's all I'm saying. So it's an addiction that you need to kind of not stop, but use it to a limit. Use it to a limit. Don't let them access all your data at once. Yeah, I know there are other addictions that I should be probably talking about as well. Cigarettes, food, junk food. But I want to start talking about things that make you happy, that make you better. Addictions that can benefit your life, not addictions that drag you into the gutter. So we want to start looking at other addictions, like how are we going to get our lives better? How are you going to benefit yourself and your family and your loved ones? And number one, how are you going to benefit your health? Because you can be addicted to good things. All addictions ain't bad. You get what I'm trying to say? All addictions ain't bad. What you've got to do is you've got to start limiting the poisonous activities in your life. You've got to start limiting all the poisonous activities, and you've got to start bringing up the ones that help you, that release your serotonin, like exercise, walking, swimming, bike riding. Get yourself some habits that benefit you, not habits that destroy your life. People are picking up habits like there's no tomorrow. You get what I'm saying? And I don't understand why. I used to have a habit. I used to smoke a lot of weed, a hell lot of it. And I had to literally just knock it on the head because it was destroying my life. I don't know how many people like to smoke cannabis or weed, but I'll tell you something about weed. The weed that they're giving us now ain't natural. These government organisations have tampered with the weed, and I won't even call it weed. That shit's called chemicals. It's chemical weed because it has no CBD content. It's all full THC now. There's no healing content in the weed because a natural weed that's grown with sun and natural sun and natural water has got healing contents into the weed. It actually heals you at the same time because the CBD and the THC is balanced. Now it's unbalanced. So we're smoking a substance that is literally high in THC with literally less to no CBD whatsoever. And you can check it on the content labels now as well, because when they're selling all that Cali weed, you can see on the content, on the label, it tells you how much CBD is in there and how much THC in there. Normally it's 0.1 or whatever, 0.2 CBD, and then you're getting like 30-40% THC, which is the psychotic mash up version. It's just gonna mash your head up when you're smoking that stuff, and if it's highly addictive, especially when you're mixing it with the cigarettes as well. So there's another addiction that you kind of need to look at. They won't give us the good one. Whatever's good for you, whether it be food, whether it be fruits, vegetables, they're gonna tamper with it. They're gonna genetically modify it. Especially the weed, which is actually called flavors now. They call it flavors now because we noticed it's more of a taste. It's more of the high now. It's more of the buzz. You're not getting the healing content from the weed again. So you got to be careful what you put into your body, because if they're saying it's good for you, 9 times out of 10 it's not good for you. You watch the TV. Do you ever see an advert promoting fruits? Do you ever see an advert promoting exercise? No, you don't, because they don't want you healthy. They want you sick, which keeps their businesses higher, which keeps the pharmaceutical business going, which keeps the hospitals busy. Because if we're all healthy, the hospitals close tomorrow. That's how it works, because they ain't going to have a job again. Once people are healthy and looking after their bodies, these evil entities and these evil organisations ain't going to have any work, because not a lot of people are going to be sick. If you look after your body, if you put the right food into your body, organic fruits and veg, come off the meats, eat less meat, eat less dairy products, eat less crap, eat less junk. If you can, cut it out completely. Your body will start to heal itself naturally, itself. You don't need no drugs to get better. You can heal your body, but you're not going to be able to heal yourself while constantly taking the poison in your body. And this is what I'm saying now. We're trying to plant the seeds of truth now. We're trying to plant the seeds of truth, because remember, we've been living here. Some people have been taking 25, 30 years of lies. So it's hard to grasp the truth once you live on a planet for 30 odd years and you're only just hearing a bit of truth. You can't just snap out of it. It's going to take a few years for the seed to be planted and for the tree to grow within yourself to learn the actual truth of what's going on. Took me a few years to learn sometimes, you know what I'm saying? We've all been living a lie, all of us. And it will take a few years for the seed of truth to grow within you. But once it grows, then you can start to see more truth, because the branches will stem off and more branches of truth will come off the main stem, the main trunk of the tree that's grown, the tree of truth that will grow within you. This is why I'm planting the seed now. A lot of people still believe in lies. They think that they know the truth because they're half woke or a little bit woke, or they've read a few truths on Google or whatever, but they still believe in government lies. You get what I'm saying? And we know that they're not there to help us. So why are we going to believe their lies? I don't know. So let me just plant the seed of truth into your brain. Give it a few years Let that tree of truth grow within you, and then when you start learning the actual truth yourself, then you'll be like, oh, that's why he was saying that. It's the phone, it's the government, it's the track and trace, it's the facial recognition. As you can see, it's an empire that's built around us to keep us under control. And the more we let this happen, the more we're gonna dig our graves deeper, because we are the only people who can stop it. You're the only person in your own life who can kind of take control of your life. If you're going to work for an organization that's going to force you to do something that you don't want to do just for a bit of just for a bit of paper, then that's your own fault. I know you have to pay the bills. I know you have to pay the mortgage. I know you have to pay the finance car. I know you have to feed the children. I know that. I've been there. I've done that myself. But the reality of it is that if you're being forced to do something unwillingly just because you work for a certain organization, and then I'm sorry, but you need to come out of that organization. It's just as simple as that. I don't care how much money they're paying you, because money ain't everything to me. I don't give a damn about money. I'll make money. Money always comes to me regardless of who's giving me the money. I don't need no organization to give me any money. That's just how I am. I've always been that way. So no one can tell me nothing about money. I don't care how much bills you got to pay and how much, because if you work with the universe will pay you regardless of whichever organization is going to pay you. And this is where people are getting caught, because they're working with organizations and privately funded organizations funded by you know who, and these organizations are forcing their workers to get something that they don't want. You get what I'm saying? And to wear something that they don't want to wear. You understand what I'm saying? And these two little obstacles that you're going to do just to pay your bills. Yeah, I know the bills need getting paid. Yeah, but you're not putting your trust in the source. If you don't put your trust in the source, don't expect to live a good, healthy life, because the source lives within you. But if you're going to disregard the source and then work for the outer evil entities who are controlling all what we're talking about right now, the track and trace, the smartphone, the the poisoned food, the genetically modified weed, you name it, they're controlling everything. You've got to sit back and look at yourself, because you're putting yourself within these organizations and you're letting them do it. Yeah, we have to eat poisonous food, I know that. But we can decrease the amount of poison that we are putting into our bodies. We can limit ourselves to the usage of the smartphone. We can stop eating certain products. We can stop smoking these dirty, poisonous weeds that they're making for us, these habits that we've got. We can stop smoking cigarettes. No one's putting a gun to your head and telling you that you have to smoke this crap. You've just picked up a dirty habit because you want to look good in front of your friends, and you thought, yeah, I'm going to look good, so I'm going to start taking all this crap, and, I'm going to start smoking. I'm going to start eating hot dogs, eating McDonald's, KFC. I'm going to start partying hard. I want the latest iPhone. I want a nice car, so I'm going to get a job, and then I'm going to make them finance it. I'm going to get a nice big house, and I'm going to get a job, and I'm going to make the mortgage pay off the house as I work. They've got you trapped. That's how you get trapped. That's how you get trapped, because now you feel that you have nowhere to go. You've taken your trust out of the universe, and you've put your trust in an organization that does not love you or does not have any future for you. They just want you to work as a slave, like you get what I'm saying? Like some slave all your life, while they pimp you out. Don't get it twisted. While they pimp you out. No one ain't pimping me out. I don't give a damn. No one ain't pimping. I don't care how much money they got from me. No one ain't pimping me out because the source will pay me. The source always pays me. So there you have it. Be aware of the organisations you work for. Be aware of the people who are telling you to get things that you don't want. Poisons that you don't want in your body. Certain pieces of clothing that you don't want to be wearing on your face. But you want to do it because they told you to do it. Because they said if you don't do it, you're not going to get paid. So you listen and you went ahead with it. Now, how stupid do you look now? Because you know the truth, but because they told you to do it, you went ahead and done it because you got to pay your mortgage and your finance car. Well, who told you to get the finance car? Why didn't you just buy a car that you can afford in the first place? Who told you to get the mortgage on the house? Why don't you just save up and then buy a house that you can afford, or continue to pay the rent until you can afford the house that you want? Why didn't you just do that? Why are you trying to cut corners and trying to live the big life because you're working for an organisation that hasn't even paid you yet? They haven't paid you yet. So you're working on an empty tank. You're working on an empty tank until they give you the funds. But once you get the funds are going to get deducted because you've got bills to pay, because you're the one who's gone out and signed these letters and papers and say, yeah, I want the car. I want the big brand new Mercedes. I want the big house. I don't want the small one. I want the house with the electric gates and the, yeah, fair enough. We all want nice things. We all want the nice cars. We all want the nice clothes. I know that I ain't got a problem with having nice things. That's not the problem. The issue is the way you go about it. The issue is the way you go about it to get these nice aspects, to live a nice life. It's the way you go around it to live this nice life. You get guys who commit crime to live good lives. I'm not saying to commit crime to live a good life. We've all committed some form of crime in our lifetime. I put my hands up, but I'm not telling you to live a life of crime to live a good life. What I'm telling you is to sit back and look at the aspects of what you're dealing with. Look at who you are dealing with. Look at the people in your organisation. And if you have to come out of that organisation and then come out of the organisation and go and find a way of making some real money without being told what to do, without having people breathe down your neck telling you how to live your life, what medication you need, what pieces of clothing you need to wear. What kind of stupidness is that? How come these people don't even know about medication? They don't even know about what's going on, but they're still forcing people to get whatever they want to get just to work in their organisation. How are they going to do that? Because they've got a control over you, because they're paying you bills. That's how they do it. They think they're smart. These people think they're smart, but they're not smart. Because money don't pay everything. It's yourself inside. It's your power within you that will help you in the long run. Not their little bit of money. You can be successful in anything you put your mind to. So whatever job you've been assigned to do, fair enough, get the money, get your job, whatever. But if they start telling you to do things that you don't want to do, tell them to move up, because that ain't you. You're not being controlled by any outside organisation. The only thing that's going to control you is what's within, is the source, what's within yourself. That's what you should go with, your gut feelings, the truth. Don't just disregard the truth just because your manager or your employee or your boss told you that you need to go and get something. So you disregard the truth and then you go and get something that can't be reversed. Or you go and put something in your body that is literally life-threatening just for a bit of money. So what's going to happen when you drop down? How are you going to pay your bills then? You got to think. Think before you walk. Think before you talk. think before you let these people do things to your body that shouldn't be done. Just think. That's all I'm saying. Because people ain't thinking lately. People just listening and taking orders, but people ain't using their own brains and thinking lately. They just wanna believe hearsay. They just wanna listen to mainstream and think, yeah, it's the truth. But fair enough. We can't control everybody. We can't tell everybody what to do. We can't do that. But what we can do is we can guide you, and we can plant the seed of truth, and then it's up to you to take that seed and make it grow. It's up to you to water that seed. It's up to you to make it grow. We can't control anything. We can take the horse to the water, but we can't make them drink it. You get what I'm saying? So I'm going to leave you with that, guys. Stay away from the addictions, whether it's cigarettes, poisonous junk foods, genetically modified weeds, using the smartphone too much, listening to an organisation or a manager that has no love for you or has no future for you. They just want to pimp your ass out. You don't need that in your life. You need to start thinking correctly now. You need to start using what's up here and what's in here. I've put a link down below. I've pinned up my Telegram group. So what I would like you to do is download Telegram and jump into the group while it's free, because soon it won't be free. I guarantee you that. So go and jump in the group now while you can, because this platform is highly censored. And as you know, I've only just got my lives back a couple of weeks ago, and I've been off lives for about 9, 10, how many months now? I haven't had my lives. So jump on the Telegram, download Telegram from the App Store, and search Dark Universe 09 in the search bar and join in the group. Or you can click the link in my bio in the description on my main page, and then you can join the group that way. It was nice talking to you guys. I'm gonna try and upload this live anyway, so people can watch it again or whatever. But yeah, it's getting a bit late here now. It's about what is the time? Yeah, it's getting late here now. So I'm gonna jump offline, and I'll try and come back next week, maybe Friday, if I'm not too done from the gym. But yeah, just keep your health up, which will benefit you in the long run. Lower your poisons, less of the TV, and more of nature. And you'll be doing yourself a favour. Respect, good night, bless up, blessings.